everyone, it's Lily here from Shine Bright Diamonds 2023, and I'm coming to you today with a post review of one of my most recent finishes. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. I am so happy that you have found my little corner here on YouTube. And of course, those of you that are returning, welcome back. Now, if this is your first time tuning into a post review, this is where I take you through one of the diamond painting projects that I finished recently, and we just chat about all the things I loved and maybe did not like while working on this project. So let's get into it, because this project ended up being sort of a long-term project. It took me a lot longer than I thought it would to finish. Um, but I mean, the end result, I can't complain. So, the diamond painting we're looking at today is this stunner here, and this is Miss Rouge by Laure Phelipon from Oraloa. Now, this kit, it is coming in at 66 by 55 centimeters, and I started it on February 1st and finished it on March 19th. So I originally had chosen this kit to work on as part of the Lunar New Year DP along hosted by Mink Arts and Crafts here on YouTube. And I decided while working on this kit that I would bling it up, because originally this kit only had 3 ABs in it and there were no other special drills. And for me personally, this kit is or was part of my most anticipated kits to work on for 2026. Um, Now, I should mention it is an older kit from Oraloa, and well, there were some hiccups while working on it. But before I get into my hiccups, a little rundown about it. So, 48 colors in total with 3 ABs. And this kit here was definitely a bigger project for me. It was much more confetti heavy than I thought. So before I get into where the confetti is, I just want to sort of move the kit a little bit so you can see sort of the sparkle. I added in a lot of extra sparkle to this kit. As I see a fluff ball here. In particular, I ended up swapping out, and I'll show you here my list. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 drills I swapped out for special drills. So first off, we had this white color here, 5200. I originally had swapped it out for 5200 as a fairy dust. I started off doing the fairy dust at the top of the kit, but then I decided I wasn't a huge fan of it. Like, I felt like it wasn't popping. Um, and I didn't realize that until I got like halfway through the kit. So I'll pull it up here, but as you can see, like the top, it's not doing much, the fairy dust. Um, so by the bottom, I switched it back to the regular white drill, and I feel like it popped a little better. So rather than me picking off all the fairy dust drills that I placed, I left them. I like to say it's one of my unique moments of my kits. Um, because I kind of figured if I had tried to sort of pick them all off, then the actual drills wouldn't go back down as nicely. So I just left them as is. The next one I swapped out was number 4, which was 162. I had, so I'll show you here. Um, it was this color here, which I had the perfect match for it as a fairy dust. So one thing I do want to mention is all of my special drills are coming from Creations Morin. They're a small shop here in Quebec, Canada. They do have quite a few different types of special drills. Right now, the DMC colors you can choose from are limited, but for the purposes of this kit, they worked out in my favor. So that was the fairy dust that I had swapped out. And I'm really thankful that I swapped out the regular 162 for the fairy dust, because I ended up running out of DMC's 747, which was one of the major blue tones of the background. So when I started to run out of it, I ended up just throwing this one on. Again, that happened at the bottom. You can't really notice. But yeah, I was a little surprised, and I'll chat more about some of the things that I had issues with in a little bit. Okay, so the next one I swapped out was symbol number 8, which is 349. So symbol number 8 was this fun red color here. I decided to swap it out for this glitter drill. So these glitter drills, they almost look like jellies, but they have like chunky glitter on top. I'm obsessed with them. This was my first time including them on a larger kit. It was a lot of fun seeing it, and I'll show you in after I go through all the special drills where everything sort of went. But this was just a fun little swap. It was a really easy swap to do. Um, Typically, when I'm swapping out special drills, I normally just swap them out for like DMC code for DMC code. I'm not super fancy when I try and swap things out. Um, so the next one I had was this 740, which was the orange fairy dust. Swapped it for just the regular orange drill. This one was super glittery. Like, I don't know what it is, but this orange glitter was so much fun to work on. Um, the same thing goes for this one here. This red color, which was 817. This glitter, so much fun. So much fun. Loved it. Um, yeah. So then moving on, I ended up using another one of my square glitter drills. This one was really pretty on. The original color is this orange here, 3340. As a glitter, it was so pretty on. Again, it looks like a jelly. Like, I'm obsessed with these. And then finally, I had 3853, which is this color here. I swapped it out for another one of the fairy dust. I don't know what it is, but these orange fairy dusts were unbelievably sparkly. Obsessed. So I think because I did so much swapping out of special drills, that's sort of what caused this kit to take a lot longer than I thought. Um, so what I'll do is I'll show you where all these special drills went. Primarily what I did was I kept the girl in the center charted as is. The only special drills that I added to her were the charted ABs. Where all those other special drills came in, like those oranges and reds, were all in my fish. So what I'll do is I'll pull this up closer so that you can see. But in the physical fish, like these AB drills are stunning, but also just like all the special drills that I added in just make it super glittery. Um, the other fish here, like you can see where the glitter went. Like, I am obsessed with the end result. It is absolutely stunning. Um, Definitely a lot of fun blinging it up. This was, for me personally, a really ambitious project to bling up. But I think the end result made it really worth it. Okay. So as I reposition the canvas, so you probably noticed that I was popping back in a drill. So one of the cons of this project, besides running out of DMC 747, was that there was a lot of trash drills in this kit. So I am well aware that this is an older Oraloa kit. I've worked on newer Oraloa kits before, and they have been a dream to work on. I haven't had any trash. This one, so much trash. And it was a lot of drills that were just very hollow, a lot of tabs. So I think that the other Oraloa diamond paintings that are in my stash are newer. So hopefully I won't have too many issues. But because there is so much trash, um, it sort of made me swapping out the drills for special drills a little easier because, like I had mentioned earlier, when I ran out of a drill color, I was able to substitute it with another drill color. So with that being said, these physical drills, I have quite a few extra, not just of the drills that I had swapped out, but just in general. I like that I have quite a few of the AB drills. I know for me personally, I'll keep the AB drills, but in terms of the other drills that are in this, because they were so trash prone, I'm honestly not going to keep them. Normally, I keep all my drills, but this one, because I kept picking out so much trash between tabs, hollow drills, drills with holes, it's not something that I want to be good digging through trying to use up. Um, so besides the drills, I also had issues where parts of the canvas were not super sticky. So what ended up happening was at first I thought it was my putty that was just super sticky and it wasn't allowing the drills to separate or like come off. But when I felt the physical canvas, there were areas where it just wasn't sticky. So I did have to go in with my diamond painting glue and patch up a few areas, and because of that, I did notice that some areas where I thought it was sticky, I noticed drills were starting to fall off. And then I realized, oh, yeah, there's lack of glue there. So that was a little annoying, but it was, the end result, I'll take it. The final con with this kit, and this is something that I chat about in my whipping chats, but this kit was so confetti heavy. It was a lot of single placing, not just because of all of the special drills that I swapped out, but just in general. Like the outlining for the fish and the girl was a lot of just different colors. So I'll bring it up closer. Um, so I don't know how well you can see the border, but like this is a bunch of different colors. The fish, like this fin here, is a great example. Like, I don't know how many colors, different ones there were. Um, the end result was really beautiful, but the single placing took me out, which tells me that this kit was most likely computer generated, and then they went in with hand charting to decide where the ABs go, because the AB placement in my head makes sense. Um, but it's definitely very clear that it was very much so computer generated, because for the outline of like the girl and the fish, there was no need to have like five, six, seven different colors to create that line. It could have been, just a smooth, straight color. Um, but I mean, from a distance, you can't tell. And the sparkle on this kit is absolutely beautiful. So I really cannot complain, even though I'm totally complaining. But yeah, so this was the kit that I finally finished. So currently I have two more whips that I am trying to work on. Hopefully I'll wrap those two whips up and then I'll be on to something fresh. But yeah, so like I said, this kit was Miss Rouge by Laure Phelipon, coming from Oraloa. So, if you did enjoy today's video, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support does mean the world to me. Of course, if you are looking for more diamond painting content, you can find me on my Instagram at ShineBrightDiamonds2023. So until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye, everyone.